is the first time you face an opponent 3 times. So having prepared for them twice already, albeit last year, does it make this week a little bit more easy?
I mean, I don't think so. Obviously, it's a new year. The situation of this game is a little different. The personnel is a little different. They have guys that we haven't faced, so there's all that into play. So I think it's different for sure, and so that's how I'm looking at it, and I think that's really the reality of it. And so they're a good team. So we're not going in thinking, oh, we beat these guys however many times before. It isn't like that. This is a new game, new team, and that's how we're looking at it.
How would you describe your confidence in Brandon Aiyuk?
Man, yeah, I have all the confidence in the world in BA. You watch the film, the separation that he creates. You get the ball in his hands. Obviously, the second gear that he has to pull away from DBs or whoever's on the field. He does it all, and I think he's just one of the most underrated receivers, I think, in the NFL. We have so many playmakers like Kittle, McCaffrey, Debo, but BA and what he's done in his production as a receiver, he's got it. And so I have all the confidence in the world in him, man, and he's always where he needs to be. And as a quarterback, that's all you could ask for. So
he was just saying that he feels like you feel that have a really good feel for how he's going to run every route. How do you get to that place with a receiver, and how did you make it work with him specifically?
Yeah, I mean, I know people say this all the time, but it's just reps on reps. Practice. It started out, I think, in camp for us when I got back. It was just studying how BA runs, how he breaks in and out of breaks. He's different from Debo. He's different from George, and so sort of just taking note of that. And then BA's just got length, man. He's got range, and so I know where he can get to and where I shouldn't throw the ball and where he's not going to be. So, and then obviously the games and stuff and the experience that we had last year together, we've built on that, I feel like. But throwing with anticipation is huge for me, and so he understands that. And when I let the ball go, he gets to where he needs to be, and we've made it happen. So.
When you say studying how he runs, what do you mean exactly by that?
Yeah, like certain breaks. There's receivers that run up and chop and then break out, so it may take another, hitch or so. With BA, I feel like he can cut on a dime and get in and out of things pretty quickly. And, and then just his speed, his explosion off the line gets DBs to push back, and that makes it easier, too, to create separation. And as a quarterback, I can sort of see where he's going to be. It makes it easier for me. So, those are the little things, as a quarterback, what you look and study for on film.
Brock, at what point in your recovery did you feel like you could throw a 50-yard pass in the air right where you wanted to?
Man, I'd probably say, a couple weeks before camp started. There was times where I was ripping it around 50 yards to where I wanted it to be. To do it consistently, I feel like that was, during camp, I was still trying to get to that point. Build up that arm strength and everything, and sort of work out the fatigue kind of thing. So yeah, it's been a work in progress, starting back to camp. But I feel like once the season hit, I was able to do it. So yeah.
Does it feel stronger now than last year? And then did the bye week really refresh it?
Yeah. Yeah, I do feel like just my pre and post routine of throwing has allowed my arm to get stronger just in general. Obviously after the surgery it was recover, but just my habits and stuff of what I've done, in the NFL compared to college, like it's a night and day difference, and I feel like it has helped my arm, get stronger. And so, and then obviously with the bye week too, that was huge, just to let my arm rest up and feel fresh again. So, all of those components added in, I feel like my arm has, gotten stronger.
Between series, what do you like to do, or what's an essential part of what you do between series on the sideline?
Can you say it again? Sorry.
Like between series and you're on the sideline watching the defense, what kinds of things do you like to do during that time to prepare you for the next series? Yeah,
you come off and obviously look on the iPad of the pictures that we get, just like any other team, and we're going over, what we think they're doing and what our plan of attack is, and then, sort of just talk to the quarterbacks, greasy, of what they're thinking and what they're seeing in real time, not just on the iPad. Pick their brain a little bit and then sort of just regroup, breathe a little bit, take breathing like pretty seriously. And so from that moment on, just getting back into the state of mind of, you know, going back out and making consistent decisions, the right decisions consistently. So that's what I do, is try to get my mind right and not try to be so consumed with how the other team is doing or anything. Just what am I doing? What do I have to do on this next drive against the defense? So.
When you take breathing pretty seriously, do you mean you meditate, or have you been coached on that?
Yeah, I mean, like here within our team, we work with Ian and Dr. Royer. You know, they do a great job with just teaching us, you know, how to breathe pretty consistently, and it sort of just helps, you know, with our heart rates and being able to be in the present, you know, not getting caught up in what's going on around us, but being where we're at. And there's like a, you know, they just sort of teach us how to breathe and have consistent breath. So that helps me.
Brock Purdy was saying that in the offseason that you guys wanted to really add the deep ball. That was a kind of a priority. For you, why was that important, and how do you think it maybe has helped this offense kind of take another step forward from where you were last?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just another component, you know, the defense, you know, has to be aware about and respect in a sense. It can obviously open up a lot of other things when there's a threat of going deep. And that's just what it is. You know, we have a personnel where we can go deep and we have some speed. And so there's opportunities when the defense gives the right look for us, and when we have the right play on, let's let it rip and let's take a shot. Let's take an opportunity. Even if it's not a completion, it's showing them like, hey, we can stretch the ball downfield. So, yeah, it's something that we've obviously looked at on film and be like, we can do it. We have the personnel to do it. Let's take it serious and give it a go. So that's something that we looked at in the offseason. And, I mean, we've always had, you know, a plan every game, you know, dating back to last year and stuff. It's always been a thing. So we just got to be aggressive and take the right shots at the right time.
You mentioned it opening other things up. Are you seeing that, especially here recently, since you've started to hit those fairly consistently?
Yeah, I mean, I think our offense has always done a good job within the quick game, the intermediate game. But to be able to hit some deep balls, yeah, I think it definitely does puts in the back of the minds of DBs like, man, they can go deep, and we got to respect it. And then it has opened up some things that I think you know, we've seen the last couple of games. The intermediate game looking pretty good, just in terms of the defense respecting our deep ball. So I think it's real.
Your Thursday night game was very early in your starting career, and what was the atmosphere like, and how has that helped you prepare this week, because that stadium can be so tough to play in?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great environment, hostile environment, and so it's just more about, you know, being on top of the details, the pre-snap operation, you know, speaking clearly in the huddle, breaking the huddle on time, making sure we're all on the right page with the snap points and all that stuff. So it's crucial, especially when you're in that kind of environment. There's a lot of easy ways to get distracted, and that crowd is obviously going to do what they can to, you know, try to get us off beat. And so, yeah, it's one of those games where every single play matters. Everybody has to be paying attention to detail, because if not, you'll slip up and it won't be pretty. So, yeah.
Last year at Seattle, what throws and/or plays, what kind of did you say we can't run? I'm just due to your injury. I mean, you told Kyle we can't. You know, there are certain things you just couldn't do. So I guess what further plays were kind of off the table for you?
I mean, you know, anything that just, you know, made me really coil up and absolutely rip it. You know, I feel like the quick game, the intermediate, all that kind of stuff I was able to do, but, you know, to really launch a ball or to, I think, rolling left was sort of tough, and throwing on the run, going to my left, just the way I positioned my body and then it tweaking on that rib. So that was something that we sort of accounted for, but, you know, outside of that, I felt pretty good with the adrenaline of the game and stuff, and was able to make it happen. So, yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Right here.